learned colleagues, and my dear friends. At the outset, I would like to extend my heartiest greetings to all of you on the occasion of 65th Republic Day. For any country and any education institution in particular, this day holds special significance and responsibilities. Since the man behind our Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, was himself a professor of political economy in Mumbai. As we all know, on this auspicious day in the year 1950, we, the people of India, gave ourselves a constitution, thereby becoming the citizens of sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. The words sound great indeed, but in practical, it is hard to achieve. To what extent have we successfully implemented the notions of sovereignty, socialism, secularism, democracy, and republic will still the controversial. Nevertheless, we must not cease our continuous effort to march forward to these goals. It is unfortunate that the aim and desires have taken an ugly turn today, and it has now become wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice, and politics without principles. I fervently believe and hope that on this day, as on every Republic Day, we should take up the vow to lead the country to the fulfillment of our goals by inspiring ourselves to live up to those mottos. Hence, I would like to take the opportunity to discuss these qualities proclaimed in the preamble to our Constitution, offer a critique of what has been achieved and what is still to be done ahead as a nation. Sovereignty. What does sovereignty mean? Sovereignty means supreme power or authority. We take great pride in saying that we have truly achieved it, and it is our duty to protect and maintain the same. In military, legislative, and judicial affairs, Indians decide the fate of India. And that is sovereignty in simplest words. What do we mean by sovereign? Imagine our country to be your house. Now, does your neighbor interfere in your family matters? No, certainly not. That is what sovereignty means. When your domestic matters are not directed by any other external force. However, at the same time, we should aim at gaining economic independence. What is economic independence? If you can grow whatever you need in your family farm or kitchen garden, you will not have to depend on the grocer, and a price hike in the market will not affect you. Thus, our goal of achieving economic independence will protect us from international inflation and give us a steady economy. Now comes the socialism. Socialism aims at equal distribution of wealth among all. As the world is moving towards globalization and capitalism increasingly, it is not possible to revert to theoretical or traditional socialism or Marxism. And equality is contrary to natural forces. However, to reduce the margin between the rich and the poor and to average per capita income of the country, the state should take up more and more welfare schemes for the underprivileged. Also, we should be smart enough by helping our neighbors in need. My dear students, you should never forget to thank God for the opportunity you have got to study and make bright careers and make good living afterwards. Whereas the majority of the world population is still crying in hunger and homelessness. It is therefore your social and moral duty to consider every underprivileged person as your own family member and extend your helping hands to them. Secularism is equal rights for all the religions. We should learn to respect all other religions, and on the flip side of the coin, stop pampering any particular religious community and be constitutionally equal. May the sun that has risen this morning may spread light of wisdom to do away with all the darkness of religious fanaticism and by God's grace. We should also enforce democracy by being aware of our administrative system and be bold enough to point the mistakes out and make the citizens' voice be heard, so that the ideals of democracy may be served and the nation does not end up being a cluster of medieval principalities under political power managers. Last but not the least, we should take forward the statue of Republic in true sense in participating in and advocating for the nation's causes. We should understand that we, the common people, make the government, and the government is nobody without us. We should not wait for the government to make changes. Rather, we should ourselves be the change. We should also, in the first place, to be good and dutiful citizens by doing our social, moral, and economic duties, including paying taxes, not wasting the country resources, not littering its public places, and above all, not allowing corruption to engulf its spread. For us, nothing is more pleasant to see promises of vigor and vitality in the face of young students, and I earnestly hope that you all would be the great citizens of India and live up to the expectations of our future. To conclude, I would like to quote the lines "Where the mind is without fear," written by great poet Rabindranath Tagore in Gitanjali. The same lines were later translated in Hindi by poet Shiv Mangal Singh Suman. I will quote the Hindi translated lines. He said, and I quote, "जहाँ चित्त भय से मुक्त हो, जहाँ हम गर्व से मस्तक ऊंचा करके चल सकें, जहाँ ज्ञान मुक्त हो, जहाँ दिन रात विशाल वसुधा को खंडों में विभाजित कर छोटे और छोटे आंगन न बनाए जाएं, जहाँ हर वाक्य हृदय की गहराई से निकलता हो, जहाँ हर दिशा में कर्म के अजस्र नदी के स्रोत फूटते हों और निरंतर अबाधित बहते हों, जहाँ विचारों की सरिता तुच्छ आचारों की मरुभूमि में न खोती हो, जहाँ पुरुषार्थ 100 टुकड़ों में बटा हुआ न हो, जहाँ पर सभी कर्म, भावनाएं, आनंद, अनुभूतियां तुम्हारे अनुगत हों, हे पिता, अपने हाथों से निर्दयता पूर्ण प्रहार कर उसी स्वतंत्र स्वर्ग में इस सोते हुए भारत को जगाओ, इस सोते हुए भारत को जगाओ। जय हिंद, जय भारत।